Welcome, friends. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about paragraph spacing and line spacing. So let's look at this document. Now, this is a CV that belongs to someone, and you can see from here that this CV has 3 pages. Page 1, 2, and 3. First of all, the page number is not here, so how do I put in page number? So I'll go to Insert. I'll go to Insert menu. Then I'll click on page number. Then I can now choose how I want it, whether at the top or the bottom. So I'll just choose bottom for now. So I've inserted page number to this. So there are 3 pages here. So but I want this 3-page CV to become 1 page. So what do I do? So I need to identify the paragraphs, I need to identify the line, I need to work on line spacings. So what is a paragraph? A paragraph is a group of sentences or a single sentence that forms a unit. So we have to now do a little bit of adjustment in order to move this 3-page CV to just a single page. The first thing we need to do is to look at the font size. What kind of font size are we using here? As you can see, what we have is Arial and the size is 14. Let me begin by telling you that the default font type for Microsoft Word was Times New Roman, but over time it has been modified to Calibri. So Calibri is the default font type for use on Microsoft Word, and the default size is 11. So we could try doing something like that. So I will just highlight on this, then I will just type Calibri, or I'll look for it. So I've taken Calibri and I will change it to size 11. So this is a default font type and different font size for use on Microsoft Word. But you can see even with what I've done now, it's still page 3. So the first thing we're going to do will be to adjust our ruler spacing. So from here, I'm going to drag this ruler to the end. So notice what has happened. By dragging to the end, you're picking the words along with you. So you could decide if you want it to touch the edge absolutely, or you want to bring it down a little. So I'll pull this to the end, then I'll scroll down and I push this one to the end here. So I'm now saying my text should occupy this total width. Then from the top too, I could also come here and move it. I'll just leave a little space from the left, and I'll just push this other one to the right here. So what have I done now? So by doing this, you notice that I'm still within 3 pages, even though on the 3rd page I still have a little stuff here. So the next thing I'm going to do will be to look at the spacing. So you can see the spacing between here and here is too large. This is large, this is large. So how do I handle this? So I'll move to, on the home menu, I have the whole paragraph section here. So this tool will enable me to move this 3-page CV to a single page. First of all, let's go through it to see what it is. This is bullets. It helps to create a bulleted list. This is numbering. It helps to create a numbered list. This is multi-layer list. Creates a multi-layer list, organize items or create an outline. Then we have decrease indent, moves our paragraph closer to the margin. Then this is increase indent, moves our paragraph further away from the margin. Then this is sorting, arrange the current selection in alphabetical or numerical order. Then of course we have the show and hide, marks and other hidden format symbols. Then we have the alignment, left alignment, center alignment, we have right alignment, and we have justification. Then here again we have line and paragraph spacing. So this is where we're going to pick something that will help us choose how much space appears between line or text or between paragraphs. To apply the same spacing to your whole document, use the paragraph spacing options on the design tab. Then of course we have the shading, change the color behind the selected text, paragraph or table cells, and we have borders, add or remove borders from your selection. So the whole of these are the commands that we find under paragraph. You can even click more to see more commands you can adjust. So what I'm going to do first of all will be to select the whole document. Then I'll move straight to the line spacing and I'll say okay, let mine be 1.0. So by choosing a a line spacing of 1.0, what we've done is we've moved our 3-page CV to something that is almost 1. So you see we are getting there. So what's the next thing to do? We have a little space here, so we can still take this up. So you can do that manually, or let me repeat again. You could just highlight the 2 lines. I just highlighted this, and I can go back again to line spacing and try to, okay, so I could just right click here, then I'll go to paragraph. So from paragraph, you can see spacing here, spacing before and after. So the system is highlighting these 2 areas. So these 2 areas that I've selected in that document is shown on both here. So let's see what happens. So if I do this, it's going down, but if I do this, it goes up. So I'll take it to O2, and O2, does that help us? Single spacing 1.0, spacing at, so I can vary this option. So at 0.5, you can see the 2 are moving closer to each other. If I apply that, see where it is, it's even moving in. So I could undo this. So another option would be like what I did before. Now I'll just move 1 step up. Then here again, I can move 1 step up, and I still have this. So I can take this up now. So let's see how much of this can enter this space. So I'm almost there. So so don't forget, I'm using the font. Okay, fine, I'm using a font. So I've closed up all the spacing, but I'm using a font size of 14. So the default font size I told you is 11, but the most acceptable font size for printing is 12. So I use 12, and you can see everything has gone in, and I still have a lot of space here. So why don't I highlight it and choose 13? So I can play around with 13. So if I type 13, 13 still ends that, and I still have a little space. But notice if I type 14, which is where we were, it crosses a little. So I could do 13.5, 13.5. Then you can see everything has entered. So with this now, though I still have a little space to play around with here, I can leave it the way it is now, or I can even still adjust this further by moving here up to, I could do 13.8. So I'm increasing the font size now. So okay, this is not a valid number, 13.5, so it has to go either 0.5 or a whole, goes to a whole number. So I have this. So I'm trying to take off this small space. What happens if we come around here and choose 1.15? So 1.15 takes us out of it. So with 1.15, we could reduce this to 11, and we have that, and we could reduce this to 12. So you can see it's all about just playing around with the font numbers, the font type, the font size, and of course the line spacings, and you get what you're looking at. So now I can take this one up, and I think this should be entered. This is not still entering here, so I'll look for where I have spacing. I have a little spacing here, I have spacing here, and now you can see it's at 12. So we can now increase this font size a little to 13. So at 13 it goes out a little, but what happens if we leave it at 12.5? So 12.5 gives us something very close to what we're looking at. And so where can we take up some space again? So there's a space here which we can use. So I'll take this out. So I take this out, and you can see I still have a little space here. Then from here I could just increase this to 13 to see what will happen. So at 13 I'm still within here, and If I like, I could still try 13.5. So let's see, 13.5. I have these two coming out here. Do I have any place to reclaim space again? Here I can reclaim this space, though it's closer to the line there, so I'll just undo this. So I have a near perfect CV with my aim in mind. So what I could do here is to reduce this to 13 again. At 13, this is what I'm going to have. Then the remaining space that I have, I can now increase this. So I increase this to 14. So 14 is too big for it, so I'll do 13.5 for the heading. So that has given me that. So this is what I've realized at the end of the day. I've been able to move a 3-page CV to the space that I have here. So that's what you can do. And don't forget again, if you highlight on the section, you can go to the more commands on indentation and paragraph and adjust. Whatever you do will be shown here, and you now know whether to apply it or not. So you have indentation, you have spacing before, and of course you have other options to play around with. Thank you for listening.